Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. If you want some extra safety when you're climbing or peace of mind for your belayer, you might want to consider assisted belay devices. What's that, you ask? Well, hang around and I'll tell you. Before we start, what happened to my face? Well, don't have a fight with a bike in Amsterdam. Moving on, what are assisted belay devices? Well, they're designed to lock down in various different ways on the rope if the climber falls. This helps to break the rope and assist in the stopping of them. Now, you should never let go of the braking rope when you're belaying, but let's say you were and had to have an accident and the climber falls. With a normal belay plate, well, the climber would hit the ground, the rope would just go through the device. Whereas assisted braking devices, well, they help prevent that. But of course, never let go of the braking rope under any circumstances. This show isn't designed to teach you how to use the three different products we've got. We have videos on them and they're far more extensive, and of course I've linked them down below. This is purely just looking at the tech specs and telling you which is the best. Now, assisted braking devices tend to be a little bit heavier and more expensive than a simple ATC or a belay plate, so if you're looking for those, we've covered them in another top 3 show. This isn't a sponsored show. We've used our experiences, shop sales, and your feedback to pick our favourite 3 assisted belay devices, and we're starting off with an absolute classic, the Petzl Grigri. There are 2 versions of the Grigri available, the normal Grigri and the Grigri Plus. We're going to be looking at the Plus as it's got a couple of great extra added safety features. The Grigri Plus takes ropes from 8.5mm to 11mm and feels lovely and smooth to use. It has a panic handle. If the belayer pulls too hard whilst lowering the climber, it clicks into a different position and blocks the rope. This prevents accidents when the handle is held open, which would effectively drop the climber. There's a switch at the back of the device that changes it from top to lead climbing modes. The top rope mode is a bit more grabby, while the lead climbing mode is smoother. If you go to any sport climbing crag or climbing gym in the world, a vast majority of people will be using some kind of a Grigri. And there's a reason for that. It is just a brilliant device and it's been around for a long time, so climbers trust it. There are a few disadvantages to it. It's a bit fiddly if you're a beginner, and some people take a while to get used to the system, but once you have it nailed, it becomes very intuitive. But bear that in mind if you are a total beginner. The Grigri Plus just adds those extra features in. And that panic handle is especially useful if you're learning how to climb, or maybe if you're climbing with someone a lot heavier and you feel a bit out of control when you're lowering them. It's just an added feature, and why not put that in? It is a bit more expensive than the normal Grigri and a bit heavier, but you can make that decision when you're buying one. The other reason that people use a Grigri is it's great in a rigging system, whether you're abseiling or even setting up and jumaring for a video shoot or to take photos. The other devices aren't quite as versatile with that, so personally that's why the Grigri is in my collection, because I can use it for lots of different things. So that's the Grigri. Let's talk about probably its closest rival, the ClickUp. This is the first ClickUp. And Climbing Technology have released the ClickUp too, but we didn't feel it offered that much in the way of a performance upgrade, and climbers tend to prefer the first one. So that's what we're going to look at. It's lightweight at 115 grams and is a bit more low profile compared to the Grigri. It has a different style of use compared to the Grigri, but has the same principle of pinching the brake rope to create the extra resistance and stopping power. The ClickUp can take ropes from 8.6 to 10.5mm. One of its biggest selling points is it works a lot like a normal belay device and doesn't have much of a learning curve to it. It's intuitive, so everyone from pros to beginners can quickly learn how to use it. When I tell you the size of ropes that these devices are designed for, remember that's at the extreme end of the spectrum. So for example, if you have a 10.5mm rope, it will work, it just won't feel quite as good as a rope that's a bit thinner. And that's the same for everything we're talking about here today. What I love about the ClickUp is the ease of use. You just thread it in like normal, belay like normal, and when the climber falls and you have to sort of do that unlocking thing, which you have to do on a Grigri, it's much smoother on the ClickUp. There are some downsides, of course, and it's not as good in a rigging system as the Grigri. You're not going to be seeing big abseils on this. It can handle it, but it's not exactly recommended. It's a brilliant device and it's good value, around about €63 on the EpicTV shop, so well worth considering if you find the Grigri a little bit complicated. Okay, our last device, and this is a bit different. It's tubular and it's the Black Diamond Pilot. The Pilot falls into the tubular style device category, although it is still assisted braking. When the climber falls, the device rotates upwards, locking the rope between the carabiner and the device. Its simplicity is its key. You can load it the same way as a normal belay plate and give slack fluidly and quickly. Lowering is easy as well. Simply use your thumb and push the device forwards and upwards. The Pilot only weighs 86 grams and is around €35 on the EpicTV shop. Tubular style assisted braking devices don't have any moving parts, and that means the weight can be kept low and also the price. Now there are different styles and geometries available. For example, this is the Mammoth Smart 2.0, very similar, but you can see looks completely different. And I do think a lot of this comes down to personal preference. For example, I prefer the Pilot over the Mammoth, but a lot of people like this. So try some out and see what you think. To sum it up, I think the Grigri and the Grigri series is the best all-rounder. It does everything, but it's a bit more expensive, a bit heavy, and some people find it quite fiddly to use. The ClickUp takes the Grigri concept, but makes it a bit simpler. But again, it's a handling thing, and some people don't get on with this. And of course, you can't really rig it in the same way as the Grigri. And then the Pilot, well, if budget you're considering and you don't like all those moving parts, then a tubular device is for you. Just try out a couple and see which one fits your hand and style the best. As always, there are links down below to the EpicTV shop so you can check it out, and I've included the full tutorial and big reviews of all of the products we've talked about today, so you can have a look at how they work and learn how to use them before making a decision. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.